What's up, guys? This video has been a long time coming as far as last couple weeks, what I've been doing. A lot of you have emailed me. A lot of you have messaged me and said, hey, what's going on? You keep mentioning this major life change. What's going on here? What's going on with the channel, et cetera, et cetera. But here's what's going on with the channel. Before I get into the channel, here's what's going on in real life. I had been in an industry since 2007 for 12 years. Okay. A lot of you asked what I did for a living, and I used to say this, that, and the other thing, but I sold timeshare for 12 years. Now, a lot of you might be thinking, oh my God, you're a horrible person. I can't believe you do that to people, blah, 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 this and blah, 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 that. Here's the thing. I want you to think of any sort of sales job you've ever had in your life, or maybe you've experienced. Forget timeshare for a minute. Let's talk about those vacuum people that come to your house and you want to sell like a Rainbow vacuum or an Electrolux vacuum. Do you need the $1,000 or $2,000 vacuum? No, you don't. But you don't call them the assholes or whatever the case may be. Now, there are certain people who, sell timeshare, just blatantly lie to people about it. That wasn't me. And of course, you're going to say, well, of course you're going to say that. For those of you who have known me, I don't really need to defend myself. It's never been me. I've always pitched it straight up. But the company I just started working for when I moved here to Tennessee was a company that I'd worked for a long time. When they bought the company I was working for, kept the same name, and I made it was a great living. It was a great company to work for. But when they bought the company I used to work for here in Tennessee, I thought more of the same would happen. And none of it happened. It was actually horrific. It got worse. And when I went out to Illinois and worked for this company in 2012, 2013, for those of you who have been subscribers to me way back in the day, you remember those Monopoly videos I made out in Illinois. Couldn't win a McFlurry to save my life. Video got over like 100,000 views, which is pretty cool. But at the same time, it's actually somebody commented on that like literally 2 days ago. Can't believe people are actually still watching it and commenting on it. But at the end of the day, the bottom line is this. There were certain things that happened out in Illinois that I didn't want to be a part of. It has nothing to do with sales and like, people being lying or whatever the case. It had nothing to do with that. It was behind the scenes corporate BS that I didn't want to deal with. So I moved back to Massachusetts in 2013, just in time to see the Blackhawks beat the Bruins in the Stanley Cup. And I was furious, and everybody in Illinois that I was friendly with was giving me shit about it. But consequently, the Red Sox won the World Series. And for those of you who remember, I went with my friend Dom, Game 6, Fenway Park, and we saw them close it out with Lackey on the mound. So it was a pretty cool deal. And then O'Hara closed the game out, and everybody went ballistic. I still have that on my old Samsung S9 or S8. I think I still have the video I took when I was at Fenway. But anyway, of the last out. But anyway, getting back to this, so the same type of stuff was going on here in where I live here in Tennessee that happened to me in Illinois. Now, I'd already seen this episode, and I didn't like how it ended. So I told my boss, hey, look, this is what's going to happen. It will not, and he knew me, but he didn't really know me. He recruited me to move from Massachusetts to Tennessee early last year, 2018. And I did, because the pay scale at the time was more than I was making in Massachusetts for a hell of a lot less work. For those of you who know the East Coast and know the tax bracket that you're in, and the real estate taxes and the excise tax for your car and this tax and that tax, Tennessee is none of that. State taxes, none. No, you just need a sticker. It costs you $30 or whatever. I don't think you even need a sticker to drive in Tennessee. I could be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong, but people were telling me, like, I asked them, what's the excise tax down here? And they looked at me like, I was from outer space. They had no idea what I was talking about. But people are friendlier down here. There's a lot more people to meet than where I was in that little section of Massachusetts called the Berkshires. And, hey, look, it was a great move. I'm happy I moved. There's a lot more opportunity here in Tennessee than there would be where I was. So it was a good move in general, just so, I could maintain a living. But anyway, it came to the point where finally my boss was like, you're right. I should have listened to you. You're right. This is exactly what's going on. And so he and I and a guy that he had recruited who I had met for the previous company we used to work for before I moved here to Tennessee, who was a manager for him there next door, We all decided to quit at the same time, but I couldn't quit because I had my closing going on, my refinance of my house. So I couldn't screw around there. And I milked out as much as I could. But I mean, literally going in there every day, just kept counting down the days until the closing so I could get out of there. But what am I doing now? Well, here's what I'm doing now. I'm doing solar panel sales, solar sales. I mean, it's an easy sale. It's real. It's not BS. Um, it really, it gets rid of people's electric bills. You get a 30% tax credit from the government. You get 30% off of the price. They get back to you in your tax return. I plan on doing it for my house here. It's a no-brainer. And that's really where we're at. I mean, 30% back, we're talking, depending on the size of your house. So if you have any questions on solar or anything like that, please, you can always get a hold of me and I can walk you through how it actually works and all that stuff. But that's what I've been doing. Now, originally, I was signed on to literally be the director of corporate development, where basically I would go around to different states that we're going to open up in and train all the employees and then ride out with them and then pretty much go, bounce. And if a sales area like needed help or the numbers were down or whatever, I would go out there and figure out what was going on. Well, on top of that, I actually got put into the general manager's role of the Chattanooga, Tennessee office. And so that's for the next 90 days. I'm going to be in Chattanooga 4 days a week, which is normally wouldn't be a big deal. But here's the deal. I got Luna. We all know that. And I now have Daisy. Okay. For those of you who have followed my channel, you know that I got a puppy to help Luna calm down, which she has considerably. I mean, considerably. But Daisy's even more rambunctious. She's an English cream retriever. She's like a golden retriever. She's even more rambunctious than Luna was, which makes no sense. It's basically I traded one headache for another. But here's the deal. So I had a friend of mine watch Daisy for the first 4 days I was down in Chattanooga. Did great. And Luna came down with me. The problem with Luna is this, and I don't know if you guys remember me telling the story, but when I first got Luna, when I moved here to Tennessee on the drive down, she would not go to the bathroom, just wouldn't go. And then when I got to the hotel room that I was staying in before I was able to close on this house, she wouldn't go to the bathroom. It took 4 days for her to finally pee. Okay. And then probably a week and a half before she would shit. I would literally have to drive to a dog park so she could shit. And even then it was a mess. Finally, when she got her bearings, and I was staying actually on the resort until I moved in because the hotel cost was killing me. They let me stay on the resort for like 4 days or 5 days until I was able to get and close on the house. She would finally go to the bathroom. But anyway, I took her down. She's 2 years old now. She's an older dog. When I first brought her down, she was probably, I got her in September. I think she was born in July or June. It was June because she just had her birthday. So she was July, September, October 21st, 8 months old. So a year and 4 months have gone by. 16 months have gone by, and now she's 2. She's now 2 months, 2 years, 1 month. But anyway. And the deal is, she did a little bit better. We were on the 6th floor of this hotel, and she was able to hold it. No messes inside the hotel room, which I was proud enough about. But then going through the gauntlet of people in the elevator, going into the lobby and everything else, she wouldn't make a mess. She'd go outside. She pissed once. I was like, maybe she's outgrown it. She would not go take a shit. And sure enough, no, she hasn't outgrown it. She pissed once, and literally that was it. Then she'd fake pee. Like she'd look at me and then she'd squat down, but she was squatting so low that she was literally just sitting on the ground. And then I'd feel around in the grass just to see if she definitely did go, and she didn't go, and she knew that I knew, and then she acted all weird. So long and short of it is I can't bring her down anymore. I might as well just leave her here at the house and have people just check in on her. Daisy, I'm going to have to bring down because this week, Daisy, my friend can't watch Daisy the week after she can. So basically, I'm going to bring Daisy down. Now, Daisy has bad separation anxiety. You leave the room, it's bark, bark, bark like Winnie used to be. Other than that, and I'm going to be in the hotel room probably 75 to 80% of the time. But with the time that I'm not in the hotel room, I don't know what's going to happen. I pray to God the people don't, the people next door in the hotel. She's not going to bark at night. I mean, that's number one. She ain't going to bark because I'll be with her in the hotel room. But it's during the day that I'm worried about, and I'm just hoping that there's no noise complaints. I'm going to have to talk to the front desk and call and say, look, my dog has separation anxiety. What, are we okay here? That's the shenanigan part right now. It's just the fact that for the next 90 days, 4 days out of the week, basically Sunday night to Thursday afternoon, I'm going to be in Chattanooga all the way until mid-September. And then eventually I'll be in San Antonio. Eventually I'll be in Colorado. Eventually I'll be in Houston. I'll be in Dallas. I'll be in Georgia, Atlanta. I'll be in maybe North and South Carolina, potentially Florida. So I'm going to be all around, which leads me into what's going on with the channel. Now I know what 99% of you hate the Kingdom Hearts Union Cross videos. And look, I'm not doing it to piss you guys off. I'm doing it because I have OCD. I literally started, and every time there's a massive update or a pull, I have to fucking upload the video. That's the way it is. After you guys see, when I upload this video to YouTube, I'm going to embark on a giant video game pickup video. Stuff I got off Amazon, a little bit of stuff from GameStop, a little bit of stuff from eBay, all in one. And then I have two major pickups. I went to CM Games. They had one in Chattanooga in a mall. So I went there and got a whole bunch of stuff. And then I went to, they have a McKay's in Chattanooga that I talked about I wanted to go at some point. We'll get into that later. I don't have to do it in this update video. But the cool news is, as far as Scratch Ticket Thursday is concerned, when I'm out in Chattanooga, maybe next week, I'm going to try to do a Scratch Ticket Thursday video out there. Then when I get back on Thursday, I can upload it. I'll bring my camera out with me. I'll record it. That way there's no issues. And then I can upload it on Thursday when I get back, because maybe the tickets are better out there. I don't know. But if I do go to all these other places like Texas and, Florida and all these other places, Colorado, I don't know if they have a lottery in Colorado. I'm sure they do. I know like Connecticut, there are certain states that don't, whatever, because of like Vegas doesn't because of the gambling, but we'll figure it out. You'll be able to see scratch tickets from all over the U.S. If I happen to be in your area and you want to meet up and do a scratch ticket video like we did the last time with, I forget his name, but with Thomas Kirkland, we can do that too. I mean, it's cool. You guys, if you're on the show, you get 10% of the winnings. Doesn't matter if it's a big prize. Like I think I've said if it's 1,000 or more, you get half or whatever the case may be. So we can always do that. But that's really what's going on right now. The worst part of this whole, and then on top of all of this, I'm trying to finally open up my tanning salon that me and my boss bought together as a partnership. And it's been one thing after the other. The beds that we got, we thought we were getting the correct bed. And if anyone knows me, they know how anal I am to attention to detail. I know everything. I remember everything. There's nothing I forget. Well, this guy claims that he gave us a bed that he had talked about this entire time when he didn't. There was a marketing fraud. I literally looked and said, you sent out a flyer, and he goes, oh, well, look at what it says under. And it says the pictures may be different than what's in the flyer. I said, even though the picture may be different than what's in the flyer, the name's not different than what's in the flyer. He goes, well, there's no such thing. I said, then why would you advertise a bed that never existed? You know what I mean? Why would you do that? So I called him out. He's not happy. He doesn't want to talk to me. He's talking to my partner. But the bottom line is that's been a mess. On top of the fact that we're trying to get two other beds to replace the beds that we purchased when we bought the business. We bought it for almost nothing. But the key to the whole shebang is the electric. Everybody and their mother warned me about the electric. Make sure that you have enough electric. And basically, based on the photos I sent to everybody who was trying to help us at the time, they said you have more than enough. Well, little did they know, obviously, that the amperage that was in the salon was being used mostly by the salon. So we didn't really have 200 amps of electricity. We had like 100 amps or 120 amps of electricity. And for the beds that we need to be able to be competitive, it ain't going to work. We'd have one bed and nobody would come. So we had to install another 200 amps of service, which is basically, we bought the business in early May. We figured we'd be open by mid-June. I have all the promotional marketing materials. I've bought all the stuff that needs to be bought, but it's now mid-July and we're still not open. The electric work is done. And now we're just waiting for the inspector to come and approve all the work that was done. And then that's really it. Then we're just going to get the beds installed, everything up and running. I've had issues with the merchant services. They keep sending me a card reader that's not compatible with authorized.net and everything else. So it's just one thing after the other, and trying to run a business that's not even open, from Chattanooga. okay, which is, you were talking 3 hours away from where I am. It's not conducive. On top of the fact, I still got to actually do my real job, and everything else, and then dealing with poor Luna, who is great and was great. I mean, when I left the room, when I come back, she'd be lying on the bed like she was when I left. The problem is she won't go to the bathroom. I can't do that to her. I can't make her go with me because I don't have anybody really to watch her full time here, and then have her like holding her urine and holding her shit because she's too scared because of what's going on. Daisy, I have a feeling, and I'm going to bring Daisy down this week. Daisy, I have a feeling, is not going to care. She's just going to go. I don't think she's going to have a problem. As weird as it sounds, she's a fearless dog. She doesn't give a shit. She's ready to play, rambunctious as all hell, wants to play all the time and everything else. She's just like a warrior, if you want to call it that. I don't think she's going to have an issue when I go down with her to the hotel this weekend. But I could be wrong. I mean, here's what I am worried about. She makes messes in her kennel. I mean, she'll go to the bathroom 3 times and go pee, and then I come back like an hour and a half later, pee everywhere. So either she has urinary tract infection right now, or that's just who she is. She's just going to be one of those. Winnie was the same way. But Winnie didn't pee. She shit. I mean, Winnie shit, and then when Winnie shit, she tap danced all in her shit. Because she was so excited that somebody was home to go take her out that she just tap, 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 tappy, tap, and then fucking the whole thing was covered in shit. So then you have to give her a bath. You got to wipe out the kennel. Everything smells like pee and shit. And that's what I'm dealing with right now. Luna, do you want to say hi to everybody? Nobody can see you. You got to jump up on me. There you go. Luna says hi. Right, Luna? Yeah. So there's Luna the dog. She's loving life. Okay. And the thing about Luna the dog is, Daisy yesterday, as I'm putting her, she outgrew her small kennel. Now I got a medium kennel. I'm putting it together. I tried to get Luna's collar on her, and I noticed her entire neck is covered in blood. I almost freaked out. I said, "Oh my God, is she messed up? What's going on?" Daisy's nails are so sharp that she, I think, scratched Luna, obviously by accident, and Luna was bleeding. And I was, me, anybody who knows me, I'm a hypochondriac, especially when it comes to my dogs. You know what I mean? So anyway, she seems fine. She seemed fine last night, even though she was covered in blood. But I mean, it was just bad. It was worse than it looked, I think. Excuse me, it was worse. It was better than it looked. Obviously, because she's, normal now and there's no blood and everything else. But anyway, that's pretty much the update, guys. Now, a lot of you, some of you, I mean, really, I think the only people I owe gift cards to are the ones that I have to mail to. And I plan on doing that tomorrow being Saturday. I really have nothing really going on. I should, unless, I say that now and then all hell could break loose. But I plan on figuring out what I owe everybody, and then mailing that shit out to you guys tomorrow. I know the post office probably closes at 2 or something, but I should be able to do that, at 11 a.m. Should be no issues, and you guys should be getting the gift cards. Other than that, I'm pretty much caught up. Everybody who had a PayPal, who gave me their PayPal, they got their prizes. And that is that. So, again, this video is almost 20 minutes long. I appreciate you guys watching this, but a lot of you have been asking me what's going on. I figured and this video should have happened 3 weeks ago. I mean, I left my job June 4th. I think it was June 4th. Was June 4th a Friday? Let's see. Or maybe it was June. Was it June 4th or was it? No, it was not. It was June 7th. June 7th is when I left. I quit on June 7th. So it's been, a month. I mean, this video should have been done a long time ago. Now I finally have time to do it. And I say that I just gave Daisy a bath. She should be good for the next 30 minutes until she has to go outside again. I got all these games that I not only have to do a pickup video on and show you guys, for those of you who care about the video game aspect of this channel and the collecting aspect of this channel, but I also have to put them away. And I'm running out of space. I promised you guys a video game tour. I promised you that last year. It never happened. And just when I think I'm getting close to being able to do it, I don't have enough room. And everything's pretty much all over the place to an extent. I was able, with some help from a friend, she came over and I was able to literally move stuff around, but not really. And when I say move stuff around, I was able to put some stuff that used to be other places and put them differently, but I have one bookcase left, and it has all Kingdom Hearts memorabilia. But I'm going to need that bookcase because I know that I'm going to have to move all my TV and video game stuff down to be able to make room for all the stuff I just bought. And then I don't know what I'm going to do with all that Kingdom Hearts stuff. I have no idea where it's going to go. So anyway, that's another story for another time. Thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate all of you that are still watching the videos and have subscribed. And we're almost we get 10 subscribers, we lose 6. We get 10 more, we lose 8. We get 3 more, we lose 5. We're so close to 4,000. 4,000 subscribers, guys. And look, you guys might be thinking, "Wow, you're excited about 4,000 subscribers?" I mean, dude, come on. Look, I'm surprised I even have this many. Let's put it that way. So appreciate it, each and every one of you, and appreciate you watching the video, guys. We'll see you soon.